Hey, I'm John Lee, and this is Unboring History, the place where big names stop being statues and start acting human. Each episode, we take one real person and 10 facts most textbooks skip. I bring the stories. You bring the curiosity. Today, let's unmask the $100 face. Benjamin Franklin. Franklin was an American polymath, a writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, and political philosopher. He didn't arrive as a genius. He assembled one, printer's ink on his hands, experiments in his pockets, treaties in his coat. 18th century America crackled with problems. He turned them into projects. Curious yet? Let's find out more. Fact 1. The subscription library spark. Books were rare and pricey in 1731. Franklin and friends built a workaround. The Library Company of Philadelphia, a member-funded lending library. Ordinary artisans could borrow serious books, not just elites. Minds widened. Debates sharpened. Here's the twist. Access, not ownership, did the heavy lifting. One room of shared shelves powered a reading public, then a civic one. Numbers matter. Dozens of members pooled fees. Thousands of volumes followed. It wasn't charity, it was infrastructure, and it scaled. Ben didn't wait for schools to catch up. He lowered the ladder so more people could climb. Fact 2. Firefighters and risk pools. Cities burned often. In 1736, Franklin co-founded the Union Fire Company, a volunteer brigade with buckets, hooks, and rules. Then he helped launch the Philadelphia Contribution Ship, a mutual insurer. Prevention met the pooled risk. Premiums taught citizens to trim trees, space chimneys, and declutter yards. Claims taught math. Fewer fires, faster rebuilds, calmer streets. Was it flashy? I doubt it. Did it change outcomes? Absolutely. The plot thickened when neighbors paid into the same pot. Suddenly, everyone cared about everyone's roof. Franklin turned danger into a system. Prepare together, insure together, and a whole city sleeps more easily. Fact 3. Lightning rods beat thunder. He didn't wave a metal pole in a storm. In 1752, Franklin used a silk line, a key, and a Leyden jar to show that storm clouds carried electricity. Then he popularized the lightning rod. Churches and homes stopped exploding. Steeples kept their bells. Here's the punchline. A thin metal path to ground saved thousands of roofs and lives. Europe copied America. America copied Europe. The number that mattered wasn't volts. It was fires avoided. Ask yourself, what's more heroic, courting danger or ending it? Benny's best trick wasn't attracting lightning. It was taming it for ordinary people. Fact 4. The glass harmonica's ghostly song. In 1761, he heard musicians rubbing wet rims of glasses. He streamlined the idea, spinning glass bowls on a shaft, foot-pedaled, tuned by size. The glass harmonica sang. Mozart and others wrote for it. Audiences called the sound celestial. Meanwhile, salons buzzed, ideas crossed borders, and an American instrument led the room. Then fashions shifted. Pianos won. Still, for a while, science and art danced on the same axle. Can you hear the shimmer? Franklin didn't just fix problems. He chased wonder, then turned wonder into a working machine. Fact 5. The first viral cartoon. Join or die. A chopped snake. Each piece marked with a colony. Franklin's 1754 woodcut argued for unity in the French and Indian War. Later, it warned colonists again. Simple image, big stakes. One glance, and the message landed. No footnotes needed. Here's the move. He fused news, design, and fear into a single picture people repeated. That's early media power. Want influence? Say a lot with a little. Takeaway. Franklin understood attention before algorithms. Turn a policy into an image, and you lodge it in the public mind. Fact 6. Swim geek with hand fins. Teen Franklin swam long distances in the Thames. He tinkered with the gear, too. His fins were strapped to the hands, not the feet. Oval paddles to pull more water. He pitched swimming lessons as basic safety centuries early. Why care? Because the same brain that printed pamphlets also optimized strokes. Body, water, leverage, measure, tweak, repeat. He even pondered streamlining. Not bad for a printer's apprentice. Franklin's curiosity was trained on everyday life. He engineered the small so the small could add up. Fact 7. He refused to patent bifocals, the Franklin stove, lightning rods. He declined patents. Why? Public goods move faster when ideas move freely. A stove in one house warms a family. 1,000 stoves warm a city. He still made money by printing, advising, and selling hardware, but the core designs stayed open. That choice wasn't saintly, it was strategic. Adoption outran monopoly. Lives improved sooner. Generosity scaled Benjamin's reputation, and reputation opened doors in science and diplomacy. He proved you can win twice. Help everyone, then earn trust you can spend later. Fact 8. Grief, data, and smallpox. Smallpox killed his 4-year-old son Francis in 1736. It crushed him. Years later, Franklin studied inoculation data from England and America. In 1759, he published results, urged the public to inoculate, and answered fears in plain language. He didn't shout. He showed numbers. Risk with inoculation existed. Risk without it towered. Clergy split. Neighbors argued. Franklin stayed with the math and the memory of a boy he loved. Meanwhile, printers spread his charts and notes. The scientist in him served the parent in him. As the debate cooled, more families chose the jab. Outcomes improved. Pain met policy and produced courage. Ask yourself, what would you do after such a loss? Franklin turned private grief into public action and saved strangers he would never meet. Fact 9. Mapping the Gulf Stream. Mail ran late. Captains complained. Franklin asked questions. His cousin, Nantucket whaler Timothy Folger, explained a warm river in the ocean, the Gulf Stream. Between the late 1760s and mid-1770s, Franklin gathered logs, compared temperatures, and drew a chart. Ships that followed his line shaved days off the Atlantic run. Ships that ignored it paid in time and food. Numbers told the story. A few degrees warmer, a knot or two faster, a week saved. He printed the chart in London. Critics scoffed. Sailors tried it. Results spoke. The project wasn't flashy like lightning, but it bent a trade route. Fact 10. Daylight saving time. People say he invented daylight saving time. He didn't. In 1784, he wrote a satirical essay in Paris, joking that later risers wasted daylight and candles. Real DST arrived in the 20th century. The myth stuck because it felt on brand. But accuracy matters. Franklin teased. He didn't legislate clocks. Still, the joke did a job. Nudge people to use daylight better. Humor moved behavior without a law. See the pattern? Even the myth points to the man. He played with ideas until people saw their day in a new light. And that's the story. Which moment made you go, wait, really? Tell me below and suggest the next guest. If you're in, tap like and subscribe. See you next time.